Hi guys, my name is Nicolas and today I'm going to be solving a paper 2 of May-June 2022 of IGCSE Math. So, in the first place, we have to write down the order of the rotational symmetry of this diagram. Here we basically have to see how many times this can be rotated and have the same aspect that in the first place. So we can see that this can be rotated 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. So we have an order of rotational symmetry of 4. And now we have to draw all lines of symmetry. So we can see that here we have that these two are the same size. Here the same. Here the same. And here the same. Now, the probability that a train is late is 0.15. Write down the probability that the train is not late. Here we only have to do 1 minus 0.15 and we get 0.85. Now, the stem and leaf diagram shows the number of hours that each of 16 students studied last week. So here we have to find the median, and 16 is an even number, so we don't have a specific median and we have to make the median between the 8th position and the 9th position and make a average between these two. So we have to see which is the 8th and 9th position. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and the 9th position. So we have to do 27 plus 29 divided by 2. So we have that the median is 28 hours. Now we have to check the mode, that is the most time that was repeated a number. So we can see that the mode is 21 as it was repeated 2 times and there isn't another hour that was repeated. So we put that the mode was 21 hours and the range we have to subtract the last number 47 minus the first number 12. $35. The diagram shows two parallel lines intersected by two straight lines. Find the values of A, B, and C. So we know that in parallels there are certain properties that we must know. For example, this property shows that this angle is equals to this angle, as there are opposites. So 59 is equal to A. Then we got another property that says that this angle is equal to this angle in this straight line. So to calculate this angle we have to make 180 as is the total of this whole angle minus 37 minus 59. So we got that this angle is 84 and this angle is equal to C, so we got that C is 84. And now, well, we can see that this angle is also equal to this angle. So this angle is 37. And we can check it by making 59 plus 37 plus 84. And we got 180, that is the sum of all angles inside the triangle. Now, we have to work out the addition and the multiplication of vectors. This is very simple. In first place, we have to add only these two. So 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. So we put 14 over here. And minus 5 minus 1 is equal to minus 6. Then we have to multiply this by this and this by this, so we make 3 multiplied by minus 4, minus 12. 3 multiplied by 7 is equal to 21. So we got minus 12, 21. Now we got that the nth term of a sequence is n squared plus 3n. Find the first three terms of this series. So we got to make the first term is 1 squared plus 3 multiply 1. So we got 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Then the second term will be 2 squared plus 3 multiplied 2, 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. The last term is 3 squared plus 3 multiplied by 3. We got 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. Now, these are the first 5 terms of a different sequence. Find the nth term of this sequence. So first, we're going to see which type of sequence is this sequence. So we can see that the relation between all of these numbers is that it is subtracted by 7 in all cases. So we got 25 minus 7, 18 minus 7, 11, 4, minus 3. So we know that this is a linear sequence. So we know that the formula of a linear sequence is un is equals to a n plus b. So un is equal to minus 7 n, and now we have to know the value of b. So in order to get this value, we have to replace some values of the equation. So we are going to choose the first number. So u1 is equal to minus 7 multiplied by 1 plus b. u1 is 25, so 25 is equal to minus 7 plus b. 25 plus 7 is equals to b. 32 is equal to b. So now we know that the formula is un is equals to minus 7n plus 32. And we can check if this is correct by replacing it with another number. So we're going to use the third value, minus 7 multiplied by 3 plus 32, and we got 11 as this value. Good. So we're going to follow with the next exercise, and we have to solve a simultaneous equation. We got various methods to do this, and I'm going to choose the one that we have to equal both equations. In order to do this, I'm going to do the following. This equation I'm going to leave as y as the subject, and in this I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do this. Y is equal to 2x plus y is equal to 3. Now y is equal to 3 minus 2x. And now we're going to do the same with the following equation. X minus 5y is equal to 40, minus 5y is equal to 40 minus x. Y is equal to 40 divided minus 5 minus x divided minus 5. So 40 divided minus 5 is equal to minus 8 plus 1/5 x. And now we're going to equal both formulas to see the value of x. So we got this formula and this one. So 3 minus 2x is equal to minus 8 plus 1/5 x. So we're going to make 3 plus 8 is equal to 1/5 x plus 2x. 11 is equal to 11/5 x, and we are going to pass this 11/5 to the other side by multiplying by 5/11 equal to x, and this simplifies, so we have that x is equals to 5. And now that we know the value of x, we're only going to replace it in one of these equations to get the value of y. So y is equal to 3 minus 2 multiplied 5. Y is equal to 3 minus 10, that is equal to minus 7. Now, without using calculator, work out 1/3/8 minus 5/6. So, in first place, we're going to turn this into a whole fraction by making 1 multiplied 8 plus 3 all divided by 8, as this one represents that this is a whole fraction of this number. So we got that this is equals to 11/8, and we have to subtract 5/6. So we have to remember that we have to get the common factor of these two. No, sorry. We have to get the highest common multiple of these two, and we can make easily 8 multiplied 6, 48, or we can get 24, that is also a number that is multiplied by these two. So we got 48 divided 8 is 6, multiplied 11, 66, minus 48 divided 6 is 8, 8 multiplied by 5 is 40. So we got 26/48. And these two numbers can be simplified dividing it by 2. So we have 13/24. Good. So now we're going to the next point, that A is a point 5 minus 5 and B is a point 9, 3. So we have to find the coordinates of the midpoint of AB. So let's suppose this is the point A, and here we got the point B. So the midpoint will be this one, AB, and to calculate we have to make the sum, we have to make an average between both x points and y values. So we got 5 plus 9 divided by 2, we got 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. And now we have to do the same with these y values. Minus 5 plus 3 divided by 2 is equals to minus 2 divided by 2 is equals to minus 1. Now we have to find the length of AB. We can see that this forms the size of a triangle, and this can be one side, two sides, and this can be the hypotenuse of the triangle. So we have to remember the theorem of Pythagoras to solve this question and check the A side, that is the A side, that is 5 is 9 minus 5, and this is the x point, and this is the x point of A, and we have to make minus 5, that is the y point of this, and 3 to find the distance of and the length of these sides. So we got that A is equals to 9 minus 5, and the distance is equals to 4. And then we got that 3 minus 5 is equals to 3 plus 5, and we have 8. That is the distance of these two. So now, in order to calculate this, we're going to make 4 squared plus 8 squared is equals to c squared. Now we pass the square root over this place, and we got 4 squared plus 8 squared is equals to c. And now we only have to do the calculus, so we have 16 plus 34, and the square root of this. We have to make the square root of 80, and it is 8.9442, and it continues, and we have, remembering the first thing that says the beginning of the test, so that we have to put it in, if it doesn't ask for a specific amount of significant figures, we always have to put it with 3 significant figures. So we're going to take the first 3 and make 8.94. Now, we have to describe the fully single transformation that maps all of these triangles. So in the first place, what happens with triangle A onto triangle B? So we are going to see what's the main change of this. We can see that A is not transposed to another size or translated to another space, so it is not a translation. It is also not a transformation. So we have that it is a rotation, that is, it goes to another side with another direction. So we know that it is a type of rotation. So we are going to write rotation. We have to see and say which type of rotation is and in direction it goes. So we know that it goes anti-clockwise, and it is only 90 degrees. So we got 90 degrees anti-clockwise. And now finally we have to say to which point it was rotated. So we have to see which distance has these two the same distance. So we can see that over here we have 2 and 6, and over here we have the same 2 and 6. So we can imagine that this was rotated in this point like this. So we got over the point in 0 and -1. Remember that if this has 3 points, we have to explain 3 different things. And now we have to explain the transformation of triangle A onto triangle C. So we can see in simple side that we have an enlargement as it is the same type of triangle but in a smaller size. So we know that it is an enlargement Now we have to see over which point. I know we can also see which type of enlargement is. So we can see that we have here the height of 2, And we have here the height of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can see that this is an enlargement of 1/3. And now we have to see over which point it was enlarged. So we are going to connect these two corners of the triangle. Now we're going to connect these two corners. And also these two corners. So we can see it is over the point 6, 6. Now, draw the image of a triangle A after a translation by the vector 2/10. So we know that this refers to the movement over the x-axis. So we know by the vector 2, so we're going to move 1, 2, and this represents the y-axis. So we're going to move 10 upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we got to move 3 to the left. And now we're going to move 6 upwards, as this is the height of the triangle. So we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we finally construct the whole triangle. So we have the image of a triangle A after translation by the vector 2/10 over here. Now, simplify fully this equation to the exponent 4. So we're going to make 4 to the 4th multiply A to the 4th multiply B to the 5th square with an exponent of 4. So we got 256 A4 multiply B, and we know the rule that an exponent of another exponent is equal to the multiplication of these both. So we have 4 multiplied 5, 20. So we got 256 A with an exponent of 4, B exponent of 20. Now find the value of B. We got 2B to the 1/3 is equal to 6. We are going to pass the 2 dividing the 6. So we got the cubic square of P equals to the cubic root of P, 6 divided by 2. And we're going to pass this root as an exponent to the other side. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3 cubed. So we got that P is equal to 27. Now find the value of T, and we're going to write this down as this: 81 squared divided by 3T equals to 9. So we know that all of this can be written as square of 3. So we know that 81 squared is equal to 3 to the 4th, and all of this is square. So we can write this as 3 with an exponent of 8, and 9 we can write it as 3 squared. So we are going to write this equation as 3 with an exponent of 8 divided by 3t equals to 3 squared. We can replace this by 3 with an exponent of 8 divided by 3 squared equals to 3t. And we know that these both exponents are going to be subtracted as they are found in a division. So 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. And we got 3 to the 6 is equal to 3 with an exponent of t. So we know that t is equal to 6. Now we got that the profit of a company makes decrease exponentially at a rate of 0.9 per year. We know that in 2014 the profit was 9,500, and we have to calculate the profit in 2019. So we are going to make use of the formula of compound interest, but in another way. So we know that the first component is 9,500, and we know that we all have to multiply it by 1 minus the interest rate, that is 0.9 over 100, all this with an exponent of the period of time. So we know 2019 minus 2014 is equal to 5. So we have to do it in the calculator. So 0.9 divided by 100 is this, 1 minus the previous answer, this to the exponent of 5, multiplied by 9,500. So we got that the profit that the company will make in 2019 will be 9,080.1. So in this one we have, on a map, a lake has an area of 32 centimeters square, and we have that the scale of the map is 1 to 24,000. So we know that this is 1 centimeter and this is 24,000 centimeter. And in order to turn this into centimeters square, we have to make 24,000 square. And this we have to multiply it by the 32 centimeters. Sorry. And we got this number. So the question asks us to give it in terms of kilometers square. So in order to do that, we're going to divide this by 10,000 to give the answer to have meters square. So we got this answer in meters square, and this we have to divide it by 1 million to have the answer in kilometers square. So we know now that the actual length of the lake is, the actual area of the lake is 1.8432. Now we got a directly proportional exercise, and we have to remember that the formula is equal to y is equal to k multiply x. And we know when x is 28, y is equal to 20. And we have that it is proportional to the square root of x minus 3. So y is equal to k multiplied by the square root of x minus 3. We know that when y is 20, x will be 28, and we're going to solve this. Square root of 25, 20 is equal to 5k, 20 divided by 5 is equal to k, that this is equal to 4. And now we have to find y when x is 39. So y is equal to 4 multiplied by 39 minus 3. Y is equal to 4 multiplied by the square root of 36. Y is equals to 4 multiplied by 6. And this is equals to 24. So now make h the subject of the formula of this formula. So in first place, we're going to make this 2 multiplied by a multiplied by h is equals to g multiplied between brackets 1 minus h. So we're going to pass this g dividing it equals to 1 minus h, and we are going to separate this division from the h. And we are going to make 2mg is equals to 1 minus h divided by h. So we got 2mg is equals to 1 over h minus h over h. We got 2m divided by g is equals to 1 over h minus h over h is equals to 1. So we're going to pass this one adding this whole operation. So we got 2m over h plus 1 is equals to 1 over h. So we got that h is equals to 1 over 2m over g plus 1. So we are going to rearrange this formula to get a more clear result by resolving the adding of 2m over g plus 1, that this is equals to g divided by g is equals to 2m plus g divided by 1 is equals to 1 multiplied by 1 is equals to g. So we got that h is equals to 1 over 2m plus g over g, and we can rearrange this result with g over 2m plus g. So we got g over 2m plus g. Now we have to find the gradient of this line. In order to do this, we have to remember the formula that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and this is equals to, we have to take 2 points, and we are going to take the point, well, we have this point that is 4 minus 1, and the point here 0 and 2. So we're going to take the values 2 minus 1 over 0 minus 4. So we got 2 plus 1 minus 4. And we got the gradient of the line is equals to minus 3/4. And now we're going to turn this, use this value to find the equation of the line in the form that is asked in the question. So we got y is equal to minus 3/4, as the gradient is this number, x plus c. So in order to get the value of x, we're going to replace it by a value that we got here. So we got 2 is y is equal to minus 3/4 multiplied by 0 plus c. 2 is equals to c. So now we got the formula that is y is equal to minus 3 quarters x plus 2. And now we have to find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to line L and passes through the point 12 minus 7. So, if we have this gradient, to find the perpendicular form, we have to make minus m with the reciprocal. So we're going to make minus 3 quarters and the reciprocal of this, and this is equal to minus 4 thirds, and we have that this is equal to 4 thirds. This is the gradient, and now in order to get this point, we have to replace with this point that is given in the question. So we got minus 7 is equals to 4 thirds multiplied by 12 plus c. Minus 7 is equals to 16 plus c. Minus 7 minus 16 is equals to c. And this is equals to minus 23 is equals to c. So we got y is equals to 4 thirds x minus 23, and we have here the formula of the line that will pass perpendicularly with this line. Now here we have an exercise of probability, and we got that a bag contains 3 blue buttons, 8 white buttons, and 5 red buttons. So we have to calculate the total addition of these whole buttons, and we know that there are 16 buttons in the whole bag. So we know that 2 buttons are picked at random from the bag without replacement. Work out the probability that the 2 buttons are either both red or both white. So we know that we have 5 red buttons. So when one person takes the button out of the box, we have out of the bag, we have that it has a probability of 5/16. And then to take another button that is red without replacement, it has to be one less because it was already taken, multiplied by 15 as there is one less button. And this is equals to 1/12. And now we have to calculate if this happens when they take a white button. So we got 8 divided by 16 multiplied by 7 divided by 15. And this, we got 56 over we got 7/30. And now we're going to add these both probabilities. And we got 19/60. And now we got to make some calculations with some vectors. So we know that the S is a point of PQ such as that PS is equals to 4, has a ratio of 4 and 5. And now we have to find OS in terms of A and B. So we know that A goes to O to P and gets 1/9, but then it goes over here. So it gets A is 4/9 A, and B also goes to here, but then it has to go upwards. So we got M plus 5/9 B. So we got that OS is equal to 4/9 A plus 5/9 B. Now we got to sketch on the graph this equation, and we can use it by calculating it on the calculator, or we can memorize it, so in exam we don't have to make all the calculus. So this equation has this shape, and the value of the tangent of 90 does not exist. It goes to an infinite number, so it never touches, the curve never touches the value of 90. The same happens with 2070. So now we have to solve the equation 5 tangent of x is equals to 1. So we got tangent of x is equals to 1/5, and x is equals to the arc tangent of 1/5. So we got that one value of this is equals to 11.3. In order to get the other value, we are going to see the graph, and remember that if the graph starts over here, then the value is going to be repeated over here. So we are going to add 180 to the original value. So we got 191.3. This is because the value of 1/5, that is the y value. Imagine that we have 1/5 over here. It is repeated in this point, and it is also repeated at this point. That's why it has two values, and it will have more values over here, but we don't mention those values, as it is only asked from 0 to 360. This is not the same for the equation of y equals to sin of dx, or the cosine of dx. And now we have the final exercise that we know that the distance between two towns is 600 kilometers. Correct to the nearest 10 kilometers. A car takes 8 hours and 40 minutes. Correct to the 10 nearest minutes. And we have to calculate the lower bound for the average speed of the car in kilometers per hour. So in the first place, we're going to have to calculate the lower bound of 600 kilometers, and we know that it is to the nearest 10 kilometers. So 10 kilometers divided by 2 is equal to 5 kilometers, and this will be subtracting 600 kilometers in order to get the lower bound. And in the case of the hours, We are going to calculate the upper bound of this, as then it's going to affect the result of the division, making it in a lower number. So we got 8 hours and 40 minutes, and this we are going to turn it into complete minutes. So we got 8 multiplied by 60 minutes is equal to 408 plus 40. We got that it is 520 minutes, and as it is correct to the 10 minutes, we're going to make 10 minutes divided by 2 is equal to 5 minutes. And now 520 plus 5 minutes is 525 minutes. And now we're going to divide 595 kilometers. Wait, we have to turn this into hours. So we're going to make 525 divided by 60, and we got that it is 8 hours and 75 minutes is equal to 5 fourths. We got 45 minutes. So this is equal to 8.75 hours. And now we're going to divide this by 8.75 hours. This will give us the result of 68 kilometers per hour. So remember that in this case, as it is a division, we have to give the higher number, the upper bound, to give the lower result. In the case it would be a multiplication or an addition, we have to give here the lower bound too. But as it is a division, we have to give the lower bound, the upper bound. So this will be the whole paper. I hope it is useful for you. If you have any doubt or question, you can leave it on the comments. I would really appreciate a like or a comment. Well, see you in the next video.